I'm Carla Reeves, and this is Differently. Whether you feel stuck in survival, navigating a change, or seeking more for your life, may this podcast be your weekly nudge to take a risk, to build a life that is uniquely bold, authentic, and in alignment with your deepest values. After a decade of coaching individuals from corporate leaders to creative artists to multi-million-dollar CEOs, I'm convinced we are far closer than we realize to what we deeply desire, and it's a willingness to do differently that can change everything. Today's episode may go down in the books as the shortest episode, but I felt inspired to share something that just struck me this week. I ask clients when they begin working with me, what are their ideal outcomes for our work together? And one really struck me this week. More peace, more often. Can you relate? Actually, this idea of peace comes up on the list more often than not. Peace defined in the dictionary, freedom from disturbance, tranquility. The opposite of peace, noise and irritation. As humans, we are seekers. And we're often seeking peace, maybe especially for hyperachievers. Peace comes up so often because we have an overactive mind, planning, achieving, strategizing, what's next and next and next. It's hard, maybe impossible to find peace when your brain won't stop. There's a quote by Rumi that has always struck me and is a principle behind one of the weeks in my private coaching program. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. You can replace the word love for peace. This is why in my private work with clients, it's not our job to seek for peace, but to remove all the barriers that are preventing them from experiencing it. We don't focus on you finding peace or creating more peace in your life. Peace is found when you remove all the barriers inside that you've built against it. Sometimes these are blind spots. If this is true, how do we seek the barriers within ourselves that keep us from experiencing more peace more often? It's the overactive mind. It's the overscheduled life often. A need for busy and achievement and this relentless pursuit of going. And it's often too much doing and not enough receiving. What's keeping you at a distance from more peace more often? Here it is again, friends. Your task is not to seek for peace, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you've built against it. The invitation is, instead of seeking, wanting, or hoping for more peace in your life, what if differently in this case is shifting your focus from seeking and finding to instead putting your attention to removing that which keeps you from it? And if you don't know how and want some help discovering those blind spots, this is my life's work, helping people remove the barriers and blind spots that keep them from living more elevated, equipped, engaged, and peaceful. You can reach out to me at carlareeves.com. I have a couple of coaching spots open right now. My wish for you and me, more peace, more often. Hey, thanks for tuning into this episode of Differently. I hope it stirred your thinking, and I invite you to take one inspired action from something that stood out to you. If you want to hear more conversations like this, be sure to hit follow on your favorite podcast app. And if this episode could impact someone you know, please help us spread the word and pass it along. Remember, new episodes drop weekly. See you next week.